Good evening students, it's Chandrakala here. So in last video we were discussing about speed. So we have seen what is speed and we have seen the types of speed also. And now we will start velocity. We have already discussed basic concepts related with speed and velocity. So you know that velocity means displacement per unit time, or you can say distance per unit time in a particular direction, or you can say ratio of displacement and time is known as velocity. That we have seen. So now we have to see that what are the types of velocity, and before that we will discuss its SI unit that we know same as the speed, that is meter per second. This is the SI unit. CGS unit will be centimeter per second, but generally we use SI unit, that is meter per second. Okay, now our first topic is uniform velocity. Okay, as we have discussed in uniform speed, similarly uniform velocity means one body covers equal distance in equal interval of time interval, I'm writing in short, time interval, and then in same direction. See, there we have discussed only about time interval and distance, but here since we are talking about velocity and we know that velocity is a vector quantity, so it will also have magnitude and direction. That means here if you want uniform velocity, then along with the distance and time, its direction should also remain constant. Constant means the same in which it was previously moving. So that is known as uniform velocity. And second topic is non-uniform velocity. That means if any one of these three things will change, then the velocity will also change. Non-uniform velocity, or we can say variable velocity. That means if the body covers equal distance in unequal time interval, equal distance in unequal time interval, that will be the non-uniform velocity. As well as if it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, this is first possibility. Second thing is if it covers unequal distance in equal time interval, then it will be non-uniform velocity. And if the distance and equal distance and time interval both are equal, in that condition also, if it is not in the same direction, that means if the direction will change in different direction, then also the velocity will be non-uniform. This we have already discussed in speed. That means here we have distance, time and direction. If any one of these will be changing, then the velocity will change, and because of that the velocity will be variable. So the best example is the motion of a body in circular motion, because in circular motion, when a body is moving in circular motion, that every point its direction will change, because to find the direction of a particular object in curved shape, you have learned in mathematics that if the motion or if the distance covered is curved, then you will draw a tangent. So that tangent will give you direction. That means at this point A, this is the direction of the body. At this point B, this will be the direction of the body. Similarly here, this will be the direction of the body. That means at every point in the circular motion, the body can move with same speed. That means it can cover equal distance in equal interval of time, but still it is changing its direction. That means here in this case the velocity is variable. That means speed can be uniform, but velocity is not uniform. So that is the non-uniform velocity. Now again we have two terms, that is instantaneous and average. As the name indicates, instantaneous means at a particular instant. What is the velocity? That will be the instant velocity. Okay, and instant velocity means obviously it most of the times it is calculated in the case of variable velocity where it changes regularly. Otherwise, if it is moving with uniform velocity, no need of calculating the velocity at every instant. because you are saying that the velocity is uniform. That means the velocity will not change. At this instant also the velocity will be same, and after 3 minutes also the velocity will be same. So basically this concept works in case of non-uniform velocity. That means what we have to say, we have to say the ratio of small distance or displacement. If you are mentioning distance, then separately you will have to mention direction, otherwise you simply say displacement. So small displacement in small time interval, that will be the instantaneous velocity. That means at particular instant what is the velocity, that will be the instantaneous velocity. And next thing is average velocity. Average means total displacement upon total time, that will be the total displacement upon total time, that will be the average velocity. These things we have already discussed in speed, so there is nothing new regarding this, but some difference are given between the speed and velocity, that we have to take care of. That same things are there. That means you will say that the speed is distance per unit time and velocity is displacement per unit time. It is a scalar quantity, so it will have only magnitude, whereas velocity is a vector quantity, so it will have direction also. Okay, and the speed is always positive, because in vector quantities negative sign indicates its direction. So speed is not a vector quantity, so here direction doesn't matter. In which direction vehicle is moving, that doesn't matter here. That means here speed is positive, and either it will be positive or it will be zero, but velocity can be positive, negative or zero. Right? That means when the direction will change, then the velocity will become negative. So in that condition, the velocity will be negative. Next thing, as we have discussed about circular motion, then after completing one round, its speed may not be zero. That means if you are not applying the brake, in that condition, its speed will not be zero. If you will apply the brake and if you will take the body to rest, definitely its speed will zero. But right now we are not considering that case. That means without applying the brakes, speed will not be zero, but after completing one round, its velocity will be definitely zero, because the reason is displacement will be zero. We have already discussed it in the last class. Because the initial and the final points are same, so its velocity will be zero, but its speed will not be zero. Our next topic is acceleration and retardation. Actually, acceleration means, I am writing in short, this is acceleration. Acceleration means change in velocity per unit time. Per means divided, so per means always divided, per unit time. And you know that whenever you will divide something by time, you can also say rate of change of velocity. That is also one of the definition of acceleration. That is, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Both things are same, because rate means always per unit time. So that is also known as acceleration. And here see, one word is change. Change means it can increase or it can decrease. Likewise, it has given two names, acceleration and retardation. If the velocity of the body increases with time, we will say that the body is accelerating. And if the body is retarding, that means the velocity is decreasing. That means you are applying the brake. For example, one car was moving initially with a velocity of 10 meter per second, and you have increased its speed, and after some time its velocity will be 30 meter per second. Then you will say that the car is getting accelerated. That means its velocity is increasing. But if your car was initially moving with 30 meter per second and then you applied brake and its speed became 10 meter per second, that means the speed is decreasing. So it is known as retardation of the body, or here you can say retardation of the car. Okay, or which is also known as deceleration, that you know. So here we have a formula to calculate acceleration, that will be final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. Final velocity means this one. Afterwards, how much velocity it has acquired, that will be the final velocity. Initial velocity upon time. Time will be given to you. Now here see, In first case, if here you will calculate acceleration, you see V is always represent final velocity or final speed. If you are having a vector symbol on it, that means you are talking about velocity, and if you are not having, that means you are talking about speed. So here final velocity is 30 meter per second, okay, and initial velocity is 10, and suppose the time is 2. Suppose it is given 2 seconds. Okay, so in that case 30 minus 10, how much? 20 upon 2, that is 10. So you will say its acceleration will be 10 meter per second square. And here you see acceleration is equal to final velocity. Final velocity is 10. Initial velocity is 30 upon time is 2. You know that time cannot be negative. So whatever may be the case, but time will be always positive. So you see here 10 minus 30, that is minus 20 upon 2 is equal to minus 10 meter per second square. So in this case you are getting positive value of acceleration because velocity is increasing. That means your body is getting accelerated, whereas in this case you are getting a negative value of acceleration. That means speed of your body is decreasing. That means you have applied the brake and your body is getting retarded. So that's why acceleration is negative. Now, as we have seen right now, acceleration will be a vector quantity. So it will have magnitude and it will have a direction, but its direction will be always in the direction of velocity. That means in which direction your velocity is changing, same direction will be the direction of acceleration. And its SI unit will be meter per second. Now how meter per second? You see we have formula change in velocity. So we know that the formula for velocity, that means change in velocity will be ultimately velocity. That means it's just like 50 kilogram minus 25 kilogram. What will you get? 25 kilogram. That means unit is not changing now. That means velocity minus velocity will also have a unit of velocity, that is meter per second divided by time. So time means 1 more second. So that means it is meter per second square. So the SI unit of acceleration will be meter per second square, and CGS unit, actually we will not need it, but still I will write, CGS unit will be centimeter per second square. So this is acceleration, and retardation also have same units. But one important concept which we have to remember here is, here negative sign does not represent negative direction. That means if you are getting your acceleration negative, that does not say anything about direction. Actually here in acceleration, negative sign indicates only whether the velocity is increasing or decreasing. If it is increasing, it will be positive. If it is decreasing, it will be negative. The direction of acceleration will be always in the direction of velocity only. So in this case, acceleration, the sign of acceleration, if you think that I will forget, then please write it. Sign of acceleration doesn't represent direction. It does not represent direction, but it represents only increase or decrease in the speed. Increase or decrease in speed. Okay, if it is positive means increasing speed and negative means decreasing speed. That's all. So that is known as represents. Now, as we have discussed in speed and velocity, we are having here also two terms, that is uniform acceleration and variable acceleration. That means non-uniform acceleration. So first of all, we will discuss about uniform acceleration. As the name indicate, that means the acceleration is uniform. That means if change in velocity is constant, then you will say that the body is moving with constant acceleration or uniform acceleration. That means if in initial 5 seconds, if the velocity is changing by 10 meter per second, then in next 5 seconds also it will change by 10 meter per second only. That means initially the velocity of the body was 0, then it became 10 meter per second, then it became 20 meter per second, then it became 30 meter per second, then it became 40 meter per second in equal interval of time. That means in a particular time interval there is constant or uniform change in the velocity. that means it is moving with uniform acceleration. And non-uniform or variable, as the name indicates, that means change in velocity is not constant. Sometimes it is increasing by 10, sometimes it is increasing by 20, whatever. Change in velocity is not constant. So that means in initial 5 seconds it is changing by 10 meter per second. In next 5 seconds it is changing by 30 meter per second, and in next 5 seconds it is decreasing by 15 meter per second. That means we do not have any clear idea. That is the non-uniform acceleration. Our next topic is acceleration due to gravity, which is the last topic of this section. As in smaller classes you have learned about the universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation, you know that it was given by Newton. Gravitation. So he said that any two bodies in the universe which have mass, obviously if a body is there, that means it will have mass. It can be less or more, but for sure it will have some mass. So that means any two bodies in the universe which will have mass, suppose mass of first body is m1, mass of second body is m2, then they will attract each other. That is the law of universal law of gravitation. Okay, and this gravitational force is always attractive only. That means this attraction force between these two bodies is the gravitational force, and it will be always attractive in nature, since masses are always of one type only. That means the mass of a body will be always positive, it will never be negative. So the product of both these masses will be a positive value. So the gravitational force is always attractive. That means now we will discuss about gravity. Our earth is having a particular mass, and we or any body on the surface of the earth, it will also have a mass. Let the mass of the earth is capital M, because it has a very huge mass, approximately 5.97 into 10 to the power 24 nearby kilogram. So that means it will have a very large amount of mass, and it is a small body of a small mass. Okay, but you are saying that any two bodies in the universe which will have some mass will attract each other. So similarly here also both the bodies will attract here each other. Okay, now since the body will attract that means the earth will attract another body towards its center. We always consider that gravitational force acts at the center of the body. Okay, so that means the earth will attract the body towards its center. No doubt the body will also attract earth with the same force, but the problem is mass of earth is much more than mass of a body on the earth. So that means you cannot attract earth towards you, because your mass is very less as compared to earth. But earth has a huge amount of mass, so it can attract you towards its center, and this attraction force is known as attraction due to gravity or gravitational attraction. Okay, and here we are talking about acceleration. That means acceleration means right now we have learned change in velocity, and that's also acceleration means increase in velocity. That means when earth attract any particular body towards its center, suppose initially the body of mass m was here. Now if the earth will attract it towards its center, then this body will not move with a constant speed, but it will have an acceleration. Acceleration means its velocity will continuously increase. That means if here it is having 0 velocity, then after 1 second its velocity will increase by a factor 9.8 meter per second square. After one more second it will be 2 into 9.8 meter per second square. After one more second it will be 3. That means every time you are multiplying this by 1, 2, 3, 4. So every second its velocity will increase. When it falls freely from on the earth's surface, then its velocity continuously increases, and that increase in velocity creates acceleration. That means the earth accelerates a body on its surface. Whatever body is placed on the surface at some height from the earth, it will get attracted towards the center of the earth. Okay, and that is known as acceleration due to gravity, which is represented by acceleration due to Gravity means gravity of earth only we are talking. It is represented by small g and it has a constant value, that is 9.8 meter per second square. But in numericals, for our simplicity, sometimes we consider it 10 meter per second square. But if it is especially mentioned in the question that take g is equal to 9.8, then we cannot take it 10. We must take 9.8 meter per second square only. Then only we will get our correct answer. So that is g. And the next thing is, for in higher classes we will derive formula for g, that will be equal to gm upon r square, where g is the gravitational universal constant. I hope you have learnt about it. That means here we were discussing about universal law of gravitation, which was given by Newton. So Newton said that this gravitational force, this attraction force between the bodies, that is actually directly proportional to masses of the body and inversely proportional to distance between them. Okay, and when we remove this proportionality symbol, we get a constant capital Z m1 m2 upon r square. Okay, and this g is known as universal constant, universal gravitational constant, which has a fixed value 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11. So that will be the gravitational constant. So that means this is already constant. It is having a constant value. Mass of the earth is constant and radius of earth is also constant. That's why g is constant. Actually it's not really constant. That means it will increase and decrease accordingly the depth and the height we will take, basically in both cases, and also at the poles and equators. So basically, practically, g is not constant, but whenever we will solve the numericals, at that time, for now, in higher classes, we will consider its variation. But for now, for 9th and 10th, we can consider that in numericals, g is constant and it is equal to 9.8 or 10, as the case is. So that is known as acceleration due to gravity. Rest of the things we will see in next video. Thank you.